Hey, what's going on, TCA family? Welcome back to week 4. In this video, it's all about the people. So we're going to be talking about delegating those tasks that you don't want to do, or maybe there are some tasks out there that it's just a weakness of yours. Maybe it'll be better if you bring in somebody else that has more strengths than you. We're going to talk about starting that process, finally starting to delegate work and bring in other people in your business so you can focus on doing different things, working on the business, not necessarily in the business, and spending more time with your family, doing the things that you actually love to do. If you are new to this channel, hit the subscribe button. If you're getting value out of these videos, go ahead, smash the subscribe button and hit that like button for us. Again, I am Dolo today. Samara is out with COVID-19, but she's doing a whole lot better. The worst days are definitely behind her. So guys, go ahead, send her prayers. Baby Jaja, she's doing okay as well. God has his hands on our family. So again, send prayers out to her. She'll be back with us next week. But before I get into everything, let's do a quick recap. As always, this is week 4. Week 1 was all about business foundation. So if you missed any of this, go ahead, go back, hit that replay button and get tuned in before you watch this video in entirety. And then week 2 was all about advanced marketing. Week 3 was all about acquisitions and dispositions. Week 4, we are here right now talking about the people. And then we'll be wrapping it up next week with the finale, operations and finance. I also want to make sure that you guys know exactly what's included in module 4. There is a lot of information. Again, if you are a current accelerator student, you'll get access to all this information for free. But as always, make sure you're going through the accelerator program first. Once you've done about 3 deals, then it's time to actually scale your business. This information will be ready for you guys, but one thing at a time. But module 4, this is all about building a great team, finally bringing some people onto our team so that we're not wearing all the hats in our business. We're actually going to show you our exact step-by-step process of how we go about bringing on different people into our business. We're also going to be talking about documenting the process, SOPs, standard operating procedures. So this is extremely important. If you don't have these things written out, it's going to be really hard to continuously bring on people and keep that consistent quality. People need to know what your standard operating procedure is. We're going to show you how to actually list these things out so it's a lot easier to communicate with the new people you bring on your team and for everyone to be on the same page. We're also going to be talking about how to hire a virtual assistant. We still use this same process to this day. And I'm telling you, the virtual assistants in your business are going to help your business explode. They're going to take off so much of the tasks that, the small tasks, the big tasks, some of the tasks that are just taking up too much time and energy, and you can't focus on the things that you actually love in your business. So you guys are going to get our exact process of how we go about bringing on virtual assistants into our business. Also, people tracking tools is one thing to hire on people, but if they're just on your team and you're not managing what they're doing, you can be getting screwed, losing a lot of time, losing a lot of money. So it's not necessarily about micromanaging. You want to bring on people that you can trust, but it takes time to get there. So we want to make sure that we understand what they're doing on the day-to-day. Even if you wanted to just randomly pop in and check in, we want to make sure they are focused on the tasks that you have for them, not just paying them to scroll around the internet. And then we talk about the SC. We talk about the sales coordinator position. This is going to help you guys a lot in terms of getting out to these inspections, getting out to these appointments, making offers, saving your time. You're not having to go to every single appointment yourself. We want to bring in multiple people on our team that we call our SCs to do all this legwork for. So we're going to talk about that in entirety in the Scale Your Sales program. For right now, let's go ahead and lock in for the meat and potatoes. You have a pen, pencil, notepad. Go ahead, get it together. We're locking in right now. The people itself, scaling your sales. When we're talking about people, elevating yourself to the CEO. So creating your new CEO job description. When you're talking about CEO, we're talking about where. We're talking about the vision. When we're talking about the leadership team, though, we're talking about the how and the implementation. So there's a big difference between the two. Some of us going into this new CEO role, we kind of struggle with that whole implementation. I know we did a ton. So what helped us is just understanding our zone of genius, things you're great at and you love doing, especially if there's two of you. If you're running this business with, a spouse, really list those things out. Like, don't be afraid of your weaknesses. Own your weaknesses. Talk about your strengths. It's going to really help you with your zone of genius, right?
Yeah. And so what we really want to focus on is our highest leverage task. We as the CEOs really only want to be doing things that are $1,000 or more per hour type of tasks, because if we're still doing the $10 tasks, we're wasting a lot of time. And those are the tasks we need to outsource.
And energy. So let's talk about categorizing the tasks that you currently do into 4 different categories. The first one is the things you love doing and that you're great at. So this is this is the zone of genius. The second thing is things you like doing and you're good at, you're just okay at. Typically, we're going to drop these to the number 3 category after 90 days. The number 3 category is things that you don't like doing, but you're good at. These are the items that we want to make sure that we document and delegate to someone else. We want to get these off of our plates as soon as possible. And then number 4, things that you don't like and you're not good at. Of course, we're going to document to the best of our abilities. It doesn't have to be perfect. I know that's what we try to do, making everything perfect to start off, and delegate immediately. Again, we just want to make sure everything's documented to the point that it can be easily trained to someone else and they understand fully what's going on.
Yeah. And so we want to categorize these different tasks in these 4 different buckets, because we really want to get the things that we don't like and we're not good at off our plate faster. And we want to make sure that we're really just focusing on that zone of genius as fast as we can.
So things to note, this is something that I really had a hard time dealing with going into the CEO mode. Even if you're great at them and you love them, we recommend delegating $10 tasks as soon as possible. So examples of this is like customer service work, graphic design, monitoring your Facebook inbox or even your email inbox, bookkeeping, scheduling, etc. The sooner you can delegate the $10 tasks and focus your time, energy, and attention on revenue generating activities, the faster your business will grow. And we're talking about things like sales, marketing, strategic partnerships, new products, new offers that you're going to present to your clients, and new messaging.
Yeah. So here's some examples of the task values. So we want to kind of think about, okay, all of the tasks that I have, what are the lower level tasks, the tasks that are $10 or less per hour that I'm doing right now that I shouldn't be doing? And those include bookkeeping, graphic design, customer service, sending emails, follow-ups. This is the VA or virtual assistant bucket. Like, what can we get to someone, even in another country, that can handle this for really cheap for us?
The one I think I was most surprised about when we first started was bookkeeping. I always thought that was kind of very expensive, but really inexpensive.
Yeah. And they do, bookkeeping monthly. It shouldn't be super expensive for you, and it's not worth your time tracking all of that. You should definitely, and we're going to go into that in a little bit too. The next value is the low medium, the $50 task. So this is creating your SOPs. For you guys that don't know what that is, it's your standard operating procedures. So whenever there's tasks, you might record a video and you can actually outsource someone to write it out and draw pictures and things like that, so that it's way easier to follow. They don't have to look at the video every time. Also project management, especially when you're talking about, buying, fixing up properties, that's something like a lead handyman you can do. Your inspection, so your sales coordinator, them going to look at the home, take pictures of the home. Those are low medium tasks.
And this is where things get a little bit more expensive, the $250 plus tasks. We're talking about sales funnel planning. You definitely want to have an expert in there. You don't have to go and create that yourself. Have a good idea of what you want from beginning to end, but you are not the implementer. We want to bring somebody in that's an expert at that, automating complete tasks, complex tasks, website creation, creating new marketing campaigns, giving offers. And then the higher tasks, the $1,000 tasks, we're talking about the CEO, we're talking about you creating new offers, strategic partnerships, analyzing deals, expanding your business to new locations.
Yeah. So we want to get away from the low, and we want to move towards the high as fast as possible, because that's where your business is really going to grow and scale. So here's some delegation tips for beginners. And this is, kind of something that it's a little hack that we use that, a lot of people don't think about. They automatically think about business, but we asked ourselves, where is my time going even outside of my business, and how can I delegate that?
When we started going through this list and actually implementing all of this stuff, we started getting 10 to 15 hours back per week from each of us. It's crazy.
Exactly. So we wanted to ask yourself, what household tasks can actually be easily outsourced?
Yeah, many times these are the easiest and the cheapest tasks to delegate when you're just getting started. We think some of these things are more expensive than they really are, but they're really not. So we outsource all of these tasks first to buy back our time. First one is laundry. Oh my God.
We don't do laundry. We don't want to do laundry. And so
it takes up a lot of time.
It does. The folding, the sorting. So what we do is we actually have a service that we found online. You basically put your laundry in trash bags outside the door. They pick them up and they return them within
crispy
1 to 2 days, folded, clean, and ready to go. Yeah.
And you protect it 1 or 2 hours at a time.
I think it's like $30 a bag for laundry. So instead of us having to do that, we just all the dirty laundry, just put it in a garbage bag and they return it nice and clean.
Car maintenance, we usually hire like mobile mechanics to come and help us with our cars anytime we need oil changes, tune ups, any type of car washes and things like that. Again, we like to protect our time, don't like to get stuck in traffic and things like that. So it's really easy. Grocery shopping, that was the game changer for us, right?
Yeah, we use Instacart. I know there's other apps out there, but man, we were finding ourselves at the grocery store at least 3 times a week. That was taking at least 2 hours.
A lot of food.
Yeah.
I go through a lot of food.
At least 2 hours every time we were going to the grocery store. And so with Instacart, you basically have an app. You just click all the stuff that you want. It takes about maybe 10 minutes to order your groceries, and then they deliver them right to your doorstep. House cleaning. Yeah. Nobody got time for that.
That's been a game changer. There's a whole lot of Groupons out there. Can really get 3 hours of work for sometimes like $75. You'd be surprised. Cooking, we do a lot of insta ready meals, things like that, and you'd be surprised at how much time you spend just cooking all of your food, not to mention going to pick up all the food.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be every meal, but if you can, even lunch, just having those prepared for you by somewhere else, or even doing DoorDash. I know that's been a problem for us recently, but somehow not having to take that time to cook and clean definitely takes a lot of the work and gives you time back. Home repairs and improvements, we're not handyman. Again, that's not our strength. So we always outsource that. Dog walking.
Oh man, this has been great. We used to calculate, we would spend sometimes 30 minutes to an hour a day, walking our dogs, and we enjoy it, but I like it on the weekends. I like to protect my time during the week. So this is so cheap. There's a lady that comes to our house 4 times a week. Each time she comes, she walks the dog for 30 minutes. It's about what, $20?
Yeah, $20. You can find them as low as $12 per walk. So it's not super expensive, and it saves your time. And then lawn care. We don't have time to mow the grass, y'all. We got business to run. We got other things to do. We don't like doing it anyway. So the faster you can outsource that. I think our lawn care is $100 a month.
$100 a month. And they come once a week. They stay for about an hour. And man, it looks great each and every time. We were surprised. We were like, $100 a week? You should not $100 each time. No, $100 a month.
$100 a month.
$100 a month. Really, really easy.
So before you even think about, okay, what can I outsource in my business? That's important. But where is your time really going? If there's anything on this list or other things that you can outsource really easily, sometimes that's the best place to start.
So let's get into the next slide. We want to get into how to start delegating. So in order to get the right tasks off your plate, we need to identify the tasks that you're currently doing. Just know this might take you some time. So we call this the create list to freedom. You want to create a list to freedom. This is where you're brain dumping all the tasks that you've done today. You brain dump all the tasks that you've done in the past 7 days, and you brain dump all the tasks you've done this month and then this year. It's a lot of work to do, but trust me, when you start writing these things out, you start going through the list like, man, what do I like doing? What I don't like doing? What can be delegated? You free up so much of your time that you can pump right back into your business.
Yeah, this is really the first step to getting this out of your head, because you're doing stuff that you're not even thinking about you're doing. You're just so in the habit of doing things. So the first step to getting the task out of your head and giving it to somebody else is telling them, is really you getting clear on what are the things I should not be doing right now? What are the things I can't do that I want to do, but I would have to learn it, and that whole learning curve would take a long time. What are the things I hate doing that I'm doing right now? That those are the ones that you need to get off your plate as soon as possible because they're draining your energy. But then you also want to understand, what are the things that I actually love to do? Because you want to do more of that. If I can spend more time doing those things, most likely my business will grow faster. And what are the things I'm good at doing, but I probably shouldn't really be doing?
And all this is great, but if you take all this time and you do not create a deadline for yourself, you're just wasting a lot of time, right?
Exactly. So the big thing here is, let's brain dump. Let's just think about, what did I do today? Where has my time been going? Where am I doing, in the past week or the past year? And categorize them so you can finally prioritize the things that really need to get off your plate the fastest. So we're going to give you guys access to this list of freedom. That way you can start really this is the first step. Where should I start? And you're going to start with the things I would say that you hate doing.
Yeah, and this took us a while. It took us about 3 days to really fill out. We just took our time with it. You don't want to rush through it. You just want to, take a day, maybe an hour out, write a few things down, sleep on it. Next day, keep bringing things back until you have it completely filled out and you're satisfied. This can always change, though.
Exactly.
All right, so I hope you got some value out of this one. I know there was a lot of information. If you need to hit the replay button, go ahead and do that. If you're a student right now, take your time. There's a lot of information in here. Be sure to take these questions to the coaching calls to get all of your questions answered. If you like this information, if you're getting value from the Scale Your Sales whole program, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe for us one time, and be sure to be with us next week as we wrap up Scale Your Sales with week 5. I hope you have an amazing week. See you next week.